So now we go to part 3, components of meat. We understand the components as kinds of meat, different kinds of meat in an animal carcass. So we have what? Lean meat, the meat from the head, the fatty tissue, the tissue, the more in the carcass that contains mostly fat, connective tissue, the tissue which connects organs in the body together, that build the body, shape the body, things like that, that connect things together. And then offals means byproducts from slaughtering. Okay, so we go first to lean meat. Lean meat is actually muscle, right? Là cơ. So you can read the text carefully, but it's easier to understand if we look directly to the image. Now this is a muscle. Muscle is a lean meat. This is a muscle, and a muscle is always connected to a bone through tendon. Tendon là gân. Okay, so the muscles are not like freely floating somewhere, but they are always connected to bones. So when they contract, tức là khi cơ nó co á, nó phải có hai cái đầu nó giữ lại. So when the muscle contract, they they should be attached to the bones. So when they contract, they can give force, they can give strength for moving. Okay, and so again, now we look the muscle. A muscle is always connected to bone through a tendon. And now one muscle has, you see, a number of bundles like this. We call bundles of fibers. Bundle là bó. Bundles of muscle fibers. This is the bundles. And in a bundle, there are multiple fibers. This is a muscle fibers or a muscle cells. This is long. It's one fiber is long from this end to the other end of the muscle. And now we look into detail. Within the fibers, there are several we call myofibrils. Inside a myofibril, there are multiples, I think like hundreds to thousands of myofilaments. And now there are two types of myofilament, actin and myosin. Actin is what? Is a protein, and myosin also proteins. Okay, so these are two like they call them myofibrillar proteins, long proteins in the muscle. Of course, if we eat lean meat, we eat proteins. The main component is protein, just after water. Okay, so there are two what we call myofilament. Filaments are actually the molecules of protein. So we have actin and myosin. The diameter of a fiber is somewhere around 100 micrometer. We can even see and recognize by our naked eyes. But the diameter of a myofibril is like 1 micrometer. It's 1 per thousand millimeters that we cannot see by our naked eyes anymore. Okay, and now we look a bit more in detail into the myofibril. This is a myofibril. So myofibril is like constructed in repeated part. So these parts are the same, repeated, and one part, one section of this is called a sarcomere. Okay, one sarcomere. And now we zoom in sarcomere like this. We will see that actually so many myofilament here, but they arrange like this: the thin, the actin myofilament, and then the myosin filament is called the thick one. This is thick, and this is thin. Okay, thin one, and so they are like intersect together like this. When the muscle need to contract for the body to move, some interaction here will just contract this part, Contract is part like that. We shorten the sarcomere. When sarcomere will be shortened, our muscle will be contracted, and then we have a strength. We have the force to lift up something, to move, to run away from something. For example, again, so this is a structure of muscle. Muscle is connected to bone through tendon, and then the muscle has several bundles of fibers. In the fibers, there are several myofibril, and diameter of one myofibril is about 1 micrometer. Within myofibril, there are multiple myofilaments, and there are two types of filament: thin and thick, or actin and myosin. It look like this. And here, what is here they call is the Z disc or the Z disc. It depends on the pronunciation. Of course, we are learning about meat processing, so we cannot look into all the details. We just know more or less like that.